Thank you all for joining for this powerful reflection. These reflections, as we will explore them one by one, they're each so powerful that instead of jumping into all five today, which can be a little overwhelming, we'll just start gently with one. So they can be very powerful. And a lot can come up when we really, really connect with these reflections, with these practices. I want to say a few words about why would the Buddha suggest this, of course, and also some ways to work with it, some ways to actually not be overwhelmed, um, but to really use this reflection for waking up to our humanity, waking up to align our lives um, towards awakening, towards more freedom. So, one one rationale for contemplating this particular one, then the first three, is the Buddha explains in the sutta that the intention is to weaken or overcome conceit of youth. There's a sense of invincibility that one can have when one is young, and we've all probably experienced that. I know that I've experienced that. And also, if you notice this this reflection, and actually the first three reflections which have to do, the first one with aging, the second one with illness, and the third one with death. These three reflections correspond to the three messengers, there are four heavenly messengers when the Buddha was a prince in his castle and came out of the grounds and saw an old man and a sick man and a dead corpse, and he was horrified that, oh, this is what's going to happen to me as a human being, um, realizing that he was subject to all of these, as we all are, we're human. And then seeing a monk who was walking with a lot of freedom and ease, the four heavenly messengers. So these three reflections, especially this first one that we started with, aging, correspond to what he reflected, what really supported him to wake up. So this gives us some clue that um, this these reflections are actually a support, even though they might seem overwhelming. But they are the truth of how things are. They are the truth of how things are, and they support us towards awakening. When we make peace with them, we're not bothered. We don't spend so much time and energy. Let's focus on the first one. We don't focus so much time and energy on anti-aging or lament our aging. There can be a sense of acceptance, and this acceptance actually can free up a lot of energy, as well as it's it's a way of being free in the midst of conditions. Of course, yes, this is the way it is. Of course, there is a sense of wisdom that comes from acceptance. And I'd like to share something with you here. So let's see. It's a little cartoon about acceptance. Here it is. Let's see if you can see it. No, that's not the one. Let's try again. Oh, here. Okay. So if you can see some technical difficulty, hold on my end. Let's try this again. Okay, here it is. So here's this little cartoon of what is acceptance. I just saw this the other day, and I thought it's a great way to communicate acceptance. So on the left, what acceptance is not. It's raining. I don't like rain. I wish it wasn't raining. My day would be better if it wasn't raining. My day is ruined. My day is like this. It's always like this. Why does it always rain when all I want is for it to be sunny? So that can be like, oh, I'm aging. I don't like aging. I don't like my back hurting. I don't like my vitality decreasing. I don't like this. I don't like that. I wish, etc., etc. Whereas on the right, it's raining. Yep, it's raining. It's like this. It's raining. Yep, yep. So similarly, aging. Yeah, this is the way things are. This is the way things are. And not just with acceptance. So acceptance is one dimension of it. But the other dimensions, as I was mentioning, is that the this reflection can open us up to all of these reflections can open us up to having a wise perspective, of how to use our precious vitality because it is going to decrease. It has already decreased. So how to actually see the alignment, how these reflections can actually allow us to align instead of feeling that we're going to live forever and have energy forever. How do we want to spend the vitality and the energy that we have in this life? What are the best ways to do that while is still it is still available and it lasts? And another consideration is to actually do this practice both internally and externally. And using this practice internally, of course, is what we have done today, but using it externally would also be to consider the aging of everyone around you, and allow that to open your heart to compassion and care for all of us beings, for all of us. We all age. This is the human condition. There is no escaping it. So for today, my invitation to all of us, and I will be doing this practice with you today, my invitation to all of us is to keep this first reflection close to our heart. Keep it close to our hearts as we are moving in the world, as we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, as we are speaking with others, as we are working, as we are exercising, as we're going through the day. Keep dropping it in, because these reflections, actually, you just planted a seed this morning and maybe some things came up. But as you keep walking with it like a dear friend, not like a bad omen, but walk with it as if you're walking, as if you're holding close, you're wearing a beloved locket. Keep it close and see how it can inspire you, how it can bring up more wisdom, the ways in which you act, the ways in which you interact with other people, the ways in which you use your energy in the world today, you use your vitality in the world. And yeah, internally and externally, holding this reflection close. So, thank you all for joining this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is. And yeah, it's been wonderful to sit together today. And I look forward to sitting together and going through the other four reflections together this week. Thank you so much. Mm, blessings.